Not
In what
I
you call
agree.
it, they call see, you're talking about zombification, ZONBI, not zombie.
correct.
See, that's what I'm
Correct.
talking about.
They turned
Game.
into something else.
Exactly. Zombie, not Zon. Zombie, not zombie. See, you see how crazy that can change the game up really fast. You think I'm saying this, but really I'm saying this. And if you saying it really fast, it might sound like zombie.
I mean, it is the same thing, just different spelling. They use the European ways. In Creole, they don't use M to pronounce their stuff. They use N. You know what I'm saying?
Understand. Yep.
And that I believe patois has the same concept. Whatever it sounds
Same
like,
thing.
that's what you use. You
Broken
know what I'm
English.
saying? Whatever it sound like, that's what you use. So zombie it has the sound, which is a N, not a M. But in
Exactly.
proper French or English, it's a M sound versus an N. You know, um, th- th- it's sickening because the person that don't know the history, they think a real zombie is a dead person coming back to life. You know what I'm saying? You coming back to life. That's not what that is at all. You pretty much alive. What's this the story of Snow White? She took a potion that made her look like she was dead. Was that the story?
Sure was.
That that's what a zombie is. Somebody that took a potion and look like they're dead, but they're not dead at all. No autopsy. If your autopsy is done, you're not a zombie. You a ghoul. You're a
Some
dead thing coming back to life.
some things she took a potion. Some stuff she ate a cupcake or something
It's crazy.
or a
Because
mushroom.
if you go back to the Bantu language, it's a zombie, not zombie, but zambi, like gambit or zambit or Bambi,
Yeah, I,
not like
I
that.
actually met people that got zombified in Haiti too. So they keep them under a chemical that you could get from puffer fish and a chemical you could get
Yes.
from a plant in Cuba not Cuba, Colombia called burundanga. And you better not give them salt because salt will wake them up. As long as they're under that potion or that chemical, they'll do anything. They'll clean out their bank account for you. They'll do any work for you. That's what that is.
It's called
And
that's like,
and if you notice anybody that works witchcraft or that type of black magic, there is always a chicken foot or that puffer fish that's hanging around in their presence. So he's correct.
like that's not 100% true. It depends on what you want to put on your altar, how you choose to go about it, because that's the problem. It's your way of doing it. The whole thing when you're talking about hoodoo in American culture is actually what it is that those practices differ. There are some similarities in what you have to do, like formula wise, yes.
Yeah,
But
all voodoo don't use a zombie.
yeah,
All voodoo do not use
yeah,
zombies.
everybody are because that's what I'm saying. That because even the word hoodoo itself is a general word. It's not really
Hmm.
telling you anything. It's just telling you, okay, this is over here on the magic side of the game. What part is based on the practitioner
Hmm.
and how they choose to do it. Because some people can use like southern hoodoo. They can use more stuff that's originated in that culture and blend that with a more modern twist. So it just
Hmm.
it's so rich. Hoodoo itself is so rich that it is very difficult to just say you're doing one thing.
That
Hmm.
is
No,
a fact.
That is facts.
Yeah, because there are different voodoo gods as well. And what's funny is one of the things that I noticed as a person that studied the voodoo philosophy, even though there are voodoo gods, you'll never find voodoo people arguing about voodoo gods, but you may have people that are jealous at the next person's success, which has nothing to do with different denomination or different gods choices. It more so has to do with, individuals with individual thinking rather than voodoo people are stabbing and killing each other for voodoo belief, if that makes sense. there are more cutthroat in religion than there are people that are cutthroat in voodoo.
Like I said,
You know
that
what I'm
will
saying?
be based on a practitioner. Maybe they feel like, because remember these things, that the killing is not necessarily to kill somebody, it's an offering.
Yeah.
See, that's the difference. You look at it as a killing. Technically, this is an offering unto a god, right? It's just like a
You
gift
a
you give somebody
sacrifice
for their
pretty much.
birthday. You have to look at it. You can't look at it as good and evil. You got to look at it like it's a gift you're giving somebody for their birthday. This is the reason
Yeah,
why
yeah.
you
It's it's merely a sacrifice. That's it.
exactly. This is why you see the rum. This is why you see cigars. This is why you see certain colors, certain flowers, certain leaves, certain type of dirt. Depending on what you're trying to manifest through your what you call it, certain type of dirt you use. You probably got dirt from a bank, dirt from a
Let me
cemetery. This is
let me ask you a question. Let me ask you a question in that observation. It's not deterring from what we're talking about. It's I believe it's synonymous. Do you feel that if people were to use the bartering system, which is pretty much I'm using comparison between religion and voodoo, and if you look in the Bible, what's an offering? An offering is natural things. It's not money. And voodoo, they do the same offering that they talk about the Bible. It's lifestocks or lives and natural stuff. That's what you make an offering with. That's what the Bible says. And voodoo, they do the same thing. They make offerings of life, stocks, and lives. That's what they gave an offering. Or they sacrifice. Do you think if humans was using the barter system, as far as like, barter system is things of values. For me, I call that exchange of energy. Do you think there would be frivolous spending as much as there are today? Do you think there would be as much frivolous spending if we was using the barter system in
no.
comparison to the way we use?
No, and it would be, and no,
Mm-mm.
and it wouldn't be because there wouldn't be no need for that. You wouldn't have the have and have nots. Everybody would have.
Hmm. Hmm.
What you would have would be based upon your ability to barter. What? So, in a sense, how can you help everybody else? Pretty
Hmm.
much. That's what you find in value. You need some help. That person offering help. That's valuable to you. That's what it is.
Correct. That's
Product or
value.
service.
Correct.
So now it will be less about me pleasing me. It'll be more. It
It,
would have to be more about what can I? How?
Remember, barter means to cheat and deceive. You use colloquially now to say trading and exchanging items, but it really originally meant to cheat because in their act of exchanging, oftentimes historically proven, they used to barter and trade things that weren't of equal value to get over on other people. So their term was barter, and it really means to cheat, to deceive, if you do the etymology on the word.
Yeah, you're saying to cheat and to deceive, meaning to sell. And then
Yeah,
what are the
principally,
barters have to
you
sell?
principally, yes,
That's
you have to
selling.
pay for an item that's not
No,
because you wouldn't
no,
get
no.
value. You won't
Selling,
get
not
value
not
if you pay for something, if
selling.
you buy something
No.
and then you're selling something for more, that's how you're going to get your profit. So yeah, in
uh,
a way that
hold,
is
But
hold
but
on,
that
hold
but
on,
there's no
hold on,
profit.
quick second. Did he say the barter means to cheat by etymology?
Yeah,
yes,
it's
to
one of the
barter, to
definitions.
cheat, to steal, deceive. Yes.
It's
That's what I
one of the
posted.
definitions.
I saw the picture of
One
it.
of the
That's
definitions.
not the etymology I have. Barter is I've always thought it was trading or
It did,
exchanging.
yeah. Yeah, that's
What
later.
what 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 century are you reading this from? Your thing. What century are you reading this from?
This is mid 15th century, apparently from Old French barator. I can't even zoom in on this. Hold on. Here it is.
Okay, wait a
But
minute. Wait a minute.
15, hold
Wait,
on.
okay, I'm gonna let you
Apparently
finish.
from Old French baratar, to cheat, deceive,
hmm
haggle.
Wait,
And then before that, it says to have sexual intercourse. And then
wait,
it's unknown origin after the
wait
12th
a minute.
century.
Wait a minute.
But yeah,
Barter refers
it
to the
comes into
direct.
our English from this.
Okay, no, actually, no.
Yes, it does.
Barter refers to the direct exchange of goods and services between two or more parties without using money. It is essentially trading one item or service for another similar value. Bartering.
Yeah.
Wait a minute.
He had a later
Wait a minute. Hold up. I'm
update.
getting to it. Bartering is the oldest form of commerce and was the primary method of exchange before the invention of currency. While some dictionaries mention Old French origin of the word barater, which also had a meaning of to cheat. In modern usage, the meaning of barter is solely focused on the trading of goods and services without money. It has nothing to do with the intent of the person.
Okay.
It says it right here, sir.
That's
Yeah,
the reason why.
In the mid
but the
15th
Wait,
century,
century,
but the
original
century
word.
tells you, but century tells you
let me finish. Y'all let me off. I'm being cut off.
No, I'm not done.
When you look up the
I'm not
etymology,
done. I'm not
you
done.
stop talking,
I
sir, for
wasn't
like 10
done.
seconds.
I
You
wasn't
stop
done.
talking for
You
10
started
seconds
talking,
now.
Yogi.
You
Go ahead,
stop
I
go
That's
talking
wasn't
ahead,
why I
for 10
done.
Nas.
do the
seconds.
Let him
list. This is
finish,
why
bro.
I do.
Let him
This
finish.
is why I do
Nas,
the
you stop
list.
for 10
Exactly. I
seconds. That
wasn't even
constitutes a
done, but
stop.
it's all right.
You stop for 10 seconds. That constitutes a stop,
No,
sir.
I didn't stop for 10
So when
seconds. You cut
when
me
you
off
do
for
the
10 seconds.
etymology,
But go
Oh
ahead. Go ahead.
goodness.
Fellas, can y'all continue?
when you do the etymology, it's pulling directly from English first, and it says what it means in English. Then it says how it came into English, where it comes from, mid 15th century. So it came. So yes, it does deal with trading, but why does it say cheat, deceive, and haggle? Now, historically, you got to research how they were bartering, and so this is not just a made-up term. The cheat and haggle and deceive. So deceiving is a part of how they barter. I'm not saying you can't use the word now. I'm not saying that it didn't have pay attention, in the 1590s. This is when it was exchanging commerce by
Okay.
exchange of commodities. See, there's different time periods during the usage of the word.
Okay.
Mid is
You're right.
before
All right.
1590s. So I stand on what I was saying with that. Go ahead.
Okay. Stand on what you're saying, right? Stand on what you're saying? All right. Let's go to it. All right. Cool. All right. Now, here is your definition right here. Actually, that definition is still here.
Bagatel. It's Bagatel.
Now, it says see borator. Okay, what is a borator? A person guilty of barratry.
Boartry. Mm-hmm.
Okay, let's find out what that means.
That sounds like the Indians. That's what they was calling them. That sounds like they got that from the Indians.
Let's find out what that means.
Yeah, this is
Barratry.
kind of helping my argument.
I'm gonna
Go
paste
ahead,
it up
unless you're
top.
agreeing with me.
Barratry. The buying or selling of ecclesiastical or civil positions. The criminal offense of habitually bringing about quarrels or lawsuits. That's why it says to cheat. Wrongful conduct on the part of a ship's officer or crew that results in loss to the owners. This has nothing to do with trade. It has everything to do with behavior and intent.
Incorrect. They're on ships because they're trading, sir. What are you doing?
Literally, because you said to cheat.
They're going to court over matters of trade.
That is cheating when you're constantly bringing, because it's dishonorable.
So you're
to
validating
consistently
my
bring
argument.
about lawsuits.
Thank you.
That's barratry. No, I'm not done
Okay.
speaking. Why are you trying to talk while I'm talking? Remember? Oh, you had the floor. Give it to me.
No, you're agreeing with me. Go ahead.
I'm like, no, I'm not. Because this has nothing to do with this word barter. It has everything to do with barratry. It has nothing to do with bartering. It has everything to do with selling something. Selling. Literally. It said selling. It didn't say nothing about trading. Buying or selling. It says nothing about trading here. So therefore, when you see buying or selling, some commercial intent is here. Some type of currency. Ain't no currency in barter, because clearly that's what the definition states. No currency. So what are you saying here? You're talking about this definition. This is what you're talking about. That's what that definition relates to. So you brought it out of context. That's what you didn't do, because actually that's not even the first definition of the word barter.
This is the battle of the MacBooks.
Well, I'm a barter
It's not even
because
the
I
first
trade. I
definition.
trade. I trade forex.
Even
I
when he
trade
Wait a minute.
showed
forex.
it,
Wait a minute,
even when he
TK.
showed it, it was the third definition.
Wait a minute.
Meaning a
Let me put
commercial
you on the list.
capacity.
I'm gonna let you go first because Zoe raised
So
his
what are
hand
we
after you
talking
talk.
about?
You
Find it
said it had
out,
nothing to do with.
Yogi.
You said it had nothing to do with it. You lied. And you proved my
It
argument.
don't. It don't.
You
It
just proved it
don't.
had to do with cheat.
No, it
Thank
didn't.
you.
What are you
Class
talking
dismissed.
about? You're losing now. You losing now. You
Class
don't like
dismissed.
it. You always get no. It has nothing to do
Okay.
with barter, meaning to trade. It has nothing to do with that.
Hey, boom.
That's what I
Okay,
said.
wait a minute. Yogi, 1 second. Voice, 1 second. Okay, TK, go ahead. And then Zoe.
All right, boom. So let me read the definition. Barter, Quinn. You gonna block the definition? I'm on two.
Let me put him in the box.
Yeah,
I'm gonna
that's what
put
I'm
him in the
saying. Like,
box.
so that's kind of like trading, right? In the forex market. That's what I was asking. Like, I wasn't assuming. Like, voice, I want you to talk. Like, I know it's my turn, but I want to have the conversation with you because it sounded like you had something to say. I'm just trying to come and learn. That's what I'm saying. Like, is it the same as forex trading? Because that's what I do. Like, I can pull up a picture and show you what I mean. Wait, no, I can't. It's not my room.
He's saying it means to cheat. And I'm saying they
No,
use
okay. No,
that
no, no,
word when
no,
it
no,
comes
It
no.
to
means
Let
to
me
this over
let me
cheat.
here. It
represent
has
my own
nothing to do
argument.
with
Wait,
You're
hold
not
on.
my
No,
you're
no,
not
no.
my
Don't
little
Wait
talk.
a
brother.
minute,
No,
wait a
it's
minute.
Let me
Hold on,
represent my
hold
own
on, hold
argument.
on,
You're not
hold
my
on,
little
One
hold
brother.
on.
mic,
Don't
one
talk. I
mic.
asked him to talk. It's not your turn. I asked him to talk, bro.
Okay, listen, you talk to be crazy. You can post your own sources. Don't you
I'm
gotta
saying,
respect me
yeah,
as a
yeah,
man
that's
if you gonna do
cool.
that.
That's cool. I don't even know
Post your
beans.
own
You
Yogi,
don't
sources.
send me no beans. I
Respect
don't
me
Hey
as a
send
yo,
no
man.
beans because I don't
If you ain't
care.
gonna talk to me
That's
crazy,
cool.
little boy.
TK, wait a minute, wait
That's
a minute,
cool.
wait a
Little
minute,
boy, you
wait
ain't
a
gonna
minute.
talk to me
hold
crazy, little
it
boy.
down, man.
Wait a
Hold it
minute, wait a
down,
minute,
man.
wait a minute.
That's
Calm
cool.
I'll
But
jump as
down.
it's
fast,
not
We
your
nigga.
this
turn.
does
Watch your
not
mouth.
go down like this in
I
here,
asked him
y'all.
to
Come
talk.
on, let's chill out. Let's
Yeah,
I
bring
nigga,
asked
it
I
him
get
to
down
on you.
2
talk.
Don't fuck with
levels.
me, boy.
Hey,
All right, that's
Issa.
cool. That's
Okay,
cool.
Yogi, it's all good. Everything is all good, y'all. Okay.
Well,
TK
look, watch
had a
his tone.
question for Voice. I guess he wanted Voice to answer his question. So, Voice, did you hear his question?
yeah.
Hey,
It sounds like
Raxo.
it sounds like it's meaning the same thing, but no. Barter existed before the idea of buying and selling existed because we were just trading.
Well, of course, but that's because that's the
That's the
foundation.
point I'm
That's where that
making.
comes
The definition to cheat came later. It wasn't this is not the original definition of what to barter means. This is another off definition that leads to a crime
It's
of
a
buying and
it's an
selling
evolution
something.
of the word.
Yes, it's
Okay,
called
now
bear
watch this,
extreme.
y'all. Watch
That's
how
why they
fast this
call you.
goes.
Hold on, wait a minute. Let me finish talking, Yogi. That's the reason why they called you a what? A Bayretor. This is what happens when you commit biatry. That's what they're saying. This doesn't mean this it evolved from the word barter, but it's not the same meaning as the word barter. Barter has a whole totally different meaning. It's not the same. That's what I'm saying.
Mhm.
Okay, now anybody, this is how watch how easy this
Thank
is.
you,
So
TK.
put me the big screen real quick. Put me the big screen real quick. Because we're
Wait a
dealing with the
minute, because
etymology of
Zoe,
barter.
wait a minute. I'm gonna put you up there, Yogi, in a second, because Zoe was next after TK. TK, were you finished?
Not really. I was still talking to voice, but I
Okay.
wanted just to respond though,
Well,
because it was a cordial conversation. So,
okay. Well, I'll
the
put
main,
him on the list and let him respond to you. But are you finished talking?
um, a little bit, like as long as did you remember what I asked you before, voice?
Just
You asked
repeat
me
it again.
something?
Because I
I
thought
was
because
like,
I thought it
I
was
was like,
like because you had
bartering
said something
has
about
like
the
something to
definitions,
do.
and that's what I was comparing. That's what I was
It,
responding to.
it refers to like day trading, like like on apps like
No.
TradingView,
Well,
where you're
see,
trading for
the thing,
currency.
what they're doing is they're going into the etymology of the word. So they're not just
Yeah,
looking at the definition. So they're using
Uh,
etymology resources, they're using etymology books, etc., to go into the actual research of the word, not just the actual definition.
where it
So
comes
maybe
Not
from,
the
that's where
like
it's
the
not
getting
the
original.
confused at.
presumptuous. Yeah,
Are you trying to say the original act that made the word or definition?
Can
yes,
I
Like
the
where
represent
real
the
my
word
meaning,
argument?
the
derives
real
yeah.
from.
meaning
That's
This
of
what
is
the
I'm
my
word.
saying.
argument, and I can't talk right now. This is my argument I'm bringing,
The
and other people are
origin
talking.
of the word is
What
what
This
is
is
you're
what
my
is
looking
the
for.
Okay,
argument
argument
I'm
that you're
bringing.
bringing though?
This is my
look,
argument.
yeah.
Yeah.
Wait a minute, I'm gonna let you go. Zoe was next. Let's let Zoe finish and TK then I'll let you go after Zoe, Yogi.
This
And then
nigga,
you
Damn, I'm
can
the
this
go.
last of
nigga,
this argument.
this nigga
That's
is the
crazy.
king of going down a rabbit hole. He actually did take it down a rabbit hole, but there's something that I discovered in the process, though. That's actually a good thing. He took it down a rabbit hole because I noticed in the meaning of the word, there's a lot of the word Barat. And a lot of people don't know that that's actually the name that they used to call the Indians before it was changed until 1949. Them niggas never been Indian until 1949. So y'all understand context. They used to call India Bharat, Bharatas. That's what they used to call them. And it's weird that the word Bharat has a lot of the behaviors of the Indians. Maybe that's the reason why they changed that name. They call them something else because it talks about a lot of their behavior. Cheapskate, the word Baratri has the word cheapskate, cheat, and all of that. And that's how they do a lot of their business in their country and shit. It's strange, though. Thank you for that information, Quinn.
All right,
For
thank you,
sure.
Zoe. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and let Yogi go. Let me put you in the box because you want to show your screen on us.
Yeah, this is why people got to stay away from languages when talking to me, because even with we're dealing with the etymology of barter, right?
Mm-hmm.
To traffic or trade by exchanging one commodity for another. Mid 15th century. Watch this, y'all. He said, Nas said something that completely contradicts etymology. He said that this came later. Not according to this. In mid 15th century, that was the definition. And it's what apparently from Old French barator, to cheat, deceive, haggle, also sexual intercourse, 12th century, predating this definition. Because even at the bottom, it clearly says reading is fundamental. As a noun, act of exchanging commerce by exchanging commodities rather than buying and selling or money, 1590. So you're in a chronology error here, sir. 12th century.
Actually,
Show
no.
it before 12th. So the older
Actually,
definition of
no.
orator
Actually,
is
no. Actually,
includes
no. When you're
these.
talking,
Wait a minute,
when you
Includes
voice. I'm gonna let you
these.
go after
Notice how
him.
he's cut me off now. See, it cut him. It cut
no,
him.
I'm not
Checkmate.
cutting you off. What
Chronology.
does what? Okay, what
Study
does
your
the
time.
word
Learn how to read
barata
I'm about
definitions,
mean?
to
sir.
put you in the
What does
big
the word
box,
I'm
barata
voice.
done.
Go
mean?
That's
ahead.
how
Okay,
easy it
see,
was.
all right. You got it out, right? All right, let's go back. Okay, you said barter.
Okay,
Barter and
Zoe, you're
barata means the
next.
same. They mean the same thing. You said that, right? Yeah, I know you lying about it because when I go to the etymology of the word barter, it does not mean to cheat or to swindle. Let's go down the rabbit hole. Uncertain, possibly from ancient Greek. Praso, meaning to do or perform, with influence from Old Norse barata. Contest, or possibly via vulgar Latin, barater, or from Celtic, see Irish barat. It doesn't get into a bad language until it gets to the Irish. Because barath in Irish bath, treachery, this is where we get here from. Treachery, to swindle. It's treacherous. Let's stop it. But let's go back to the beginning. Manage, do, perform. That does not sound like cheating at all. Unless you want to say that's what your practice is, that you cheat, which goes back to what Zoe was saying. That sounds like the behavior of a certain group of people.
That's my argument, sir.
The way they do business. Wait a minute. They weren't the first people to do business.
That's what
Because
I
in
said.
order for you to say they're doing business a certain type of way, somebody else has to be doing business another way. That's way better and more productive than the way they're doing it. So something else has to exist. So you keep trying to make it mean to cheat and to swindle, but it don't. You ain't even said that one time out of your argument that it means to do. And guess what? Guess what means to do? Crosshold, which is the fucking earliest form of it beforehand. It's not barter at that time. So what are you talking about? Actually, barter is English. So what are you talking? This is Old French. And we know Old French goes back to what? Ancient Greek. We're talking about etymology, and that goes back to Proto-Indo-European, meaning per, before, in front of, first, to go through, root of part. How the fuck does that mean to cheat or to swindle? Stop it. You only trying to use part of the etymology to back your lame ass argument, and the word don't even mean that. Barata don't even mean that.
That was weak. You agree what I said earlier about
I
when it
know,
came in. Let me
you don't
finish.
get
You
to
just got there
you don't get
talking.
to
Be
obfuscate
a
your way
civilized
around this
man.
one, buddy.
You get this guy doing a
You
long rant.
don't.
Let me
You
go.
don't. You
Let me
hate to
go.
lose,
Be a
bro.
civilized
No,
man
I've
and let
already
another
known
man
this about
talk.
you,
Whose
yo.
Be a,
turn?
You hate
Whose
to
turn
lose.
is it? Is it his or mine? I can't hear you, Unity.
Sorry, I forgot I was muted. I said it's neither of their turns. Wait a minute.
Oh, it's
It's
mine.
your turn.
So here it is. I have to give props to Quinn for bringing up that word, but that word actually make me realize that it was talking about the East Indians, the Hindus. But yeah, he's being disingenuous because if you really go by the etymology and read the whole article, I mean the whole article tells you that it was introduced in 12th century rather than the mid 15, and this is what might the cause of confusion. It says which is of uncertain origin. We have to mention that part, right?
thank you.
And then in the
Thank you.
bottom it says the connection between trading and cheating exists in several languages.
Thank you.
Well, hold on though, hold on. It does not mean that's the origin though. It means that
That
it's
was never my
different.
argument. Never was my
It,
argument.
it
You
was.
made
It
that up.
was. That was your
No, it
argument
wasn't.
because you said this is what you
I
said.
told you to just take this lesson.
You used the mid 15th century version to say this is what this is. It also meant that's exactly the point you was trying to make. So it's two different languages though. You know what I'm saying? They are all Europeans and shit like that, but they mean different things. So what happened is it means the same thing at the same time, but it never mean to barter does not mean to do it the way that the Baratas did it. It doesn't mean that. You was describing the way the Baratas did business.
No, I wasn't.
I
So
mean,
hold
that's
on.
the only way
Let me
that
respond.
word even exists.
Well, the word barter has nothing to do with the word barata, because I know what the word barata in Sanskrit means. That's a homog. You're doing a homograph or homophone claim
Well, that's
because it looks like.
you the one who
Let
brought
me
that
finish. Let me
up.
finish. Let me finish. Because it looks like the word barat. You think those are related, and then you made a whole story about it has to do with
It
Indians. This
is.
has
It
nothing
is.
to.
Go
This
do
has
the
nothing
etymology.
to
You'll find
do.
out the related.
You're
You
talking
go
to
go do it.
somebody
You just
who.
had the etymology dictionary.
Listen. Let me. Can I talk? God, people can cut me off. God damn it.
You
God
going
damn
Don't
it.
to.
cut anybody off, y'all. Come
God damn it, my
on.
shit sting. That's why they do that.
No,
So,
it don't.
see, okay, so when you deal with the barter word, I originally said how we use it, it derives from an odor that meant to cheat. Y'all proved it. After the 12th century, it's uncertain. Even in Nas rant, it kept saying uncertain and possibly, and then it says
Don't
perhaps,
get that
which
one.
is mean they're not conclusive. So we can't go beyond this unless you're a linguist like me that can show a
No,
common
nah.
word for
Get
this.
up.
Like Sir William Jones have demonstrated, most of the just all Proto-Indo-European languages do have a Sanskrit root, right? So I can go to the Sanskrit and show what it means in the odor, but that I'm not here to do that. We're talking about English, and that you believe that you said originally, now this has nothing to do with cheat, but the older form in the 12th century has to
Keep
do with
going.
cheat,
Keep
which
going. Keep
annihilates your
going.
whole argument,
Keep
which was my
going.
premise.
No, it
I
wasn't.
never
That didn't
stated, why is he
invalidate
cutting me
my
off
whole
now? Why
argument.
is he
That
cutting
didn't
me off now?
invalidate my whole
Why is
argument.
he cutting
And
me
he
off
just say
now?
keep going. He didn't
Why
say he
is he
didn't cut you
cutting
off.
me
He said
off
keep
right
going.
now? Why are men talking and I'm not done?
Okay, why
So
aren't you reading the
if the
bottom of the
discussion
page?
is I'm being cut
Why
off
aren't you
again,
reading the
it
bottom
shit
of the page?
sting. This shit sting. That's why I got grown
Why
men can't
aren't
rule
you
their
reading the
emotions. It
bottom of the
sting.
page though?
I
Hey,
know it sting.
hey, he being
Because the
Why
bottom of the
disingenuous.
are
I'm
page,
you
just
not
gonna
reading the
let
this
bottom
them
of the
is
page?
go.
additional stuff,
At
bro.
this
What you mean
point,
bottom of
I'm
the
just
page?
letting y'all go.
Let me go. So there's a chronology error that you have to go against. Two, when it comes to the root meaning of this word and the oldest root meaning, that's a whole other discussion because words change different meanings as other people borrow. As I so elegantly said, when we use the term, it got introduced in English, but it comes from the French. You try to say it comes from Greek. No, French comes from the Germans. We speak a Germanic language, sir. French comes from the Franks that were broke off from the Germans, bro. So when you say
That's
this has to do, it comes
that's
from Greek.
false.
The Franks is where the French come from. We can debate that another topic, but that's where the word French comes from. Go ahead, do your research on that. So the word barter originally was associated
You
with
gotta speak
cheating
French as a first
and
language.
deceiving before this mid 15th century in the 1590 to be exact. Right here, what does it say? The act of changing in its nominal form, not verbal, nominal form. Because I'm bartering. If I am barterer, then that in its noun form, then it means this. And even in the mid-century, but before that, it means this, and then after this, y'all can't say nothing else. Well, it comes from the Irish. It comes from this. It don't come from none of that because it's all uncertain and perhaps. Look up those words. Go ahead, checkmate.
Hey,
It's
stop
free
saying
for
that
all.
information.
At this
I don't want,
point,
I don't want,
at this
I don't
point, it's
want to
free
pull
for
your
all.
cards. Don't you ever in your life say French come from German language. Don't you ever in your life say that shit. I speak French as a first language. That's a bold-faced lie, bro. Stop it.
Okay.
Okay? Tu ne parles pas français, je parle français aussi. Je parle anglais, je parle français, je parle espagnol. Tu sais? Don't do that, bro.
So,
Hold up.
Who were the Franks?
Wait a minute. Because this is
Yeah,
where
so
we're
you better
going to.
get quiet
This
now,
is where you're
because I'll
going to
smoke
lose.
you on
This is
this.
where you.
I'll
This is where
smoke you
you
on
lose.
this. The
This is
people
where you
name. This
lose.
is the
This is
etymology of
where you
French.
lose.
Don't play
You
with me,
ain't
bro.
smoking nothing but whatever's in that pipe. That's it. That's
Pertaining
all you
to
smoke.
French or the French. What the people? The people name. You about to get dusted
Okay,
right
I
now. So
don't
why you
care
do
what
this?
you call
Who are
them.
the
I
hell
don't
were the
care what you
Franks?
call them.
Who
I
are
don't
the
care
hell
what you
were the
call them. That
Franks?
has nothing to do with what I'm finna say.
Who the hell
You
were the
taking it.
Franks,
You
sir?
obfuscating at this
Do you
point.
know who the
You
Franks
So,
were?
obfuscating at this
hey,
point.
okay.
So
So
speaking
if
the
we go,
language
Obfuscating.
does not make you a
hold on,
historian
Quinn.
of the
You're
people.
obfuscating.
No
Quinn,
different than me speaking
Quinn. If
English
we go
does
with
not
that
make me
You're
logic,
a
obfuscating.
historian of
if
the
we go with
English.
that
You're
logic,
obfuscating.
listen,
Okay.
listen, Quinn. If we go with that logic, so that means Alexander Pushkin, an Ethiopian, means that the Russian language is Ethiopian as well. Then,
See,
if we go with that
this is the
logic, then
problem.
No,
This
that's
is the
not that. You
problem.
made that logic up.
See, this is the problem I have with what he's saying, right? Because it
I'm gonna
does.
show you.
Because when you actually trace the fucking actual, because I have the easier one, to where you ain't got to do all that reading. It actually just connects the words for you, and you have right here barter. That's English. That's not French. That's not French. So that ain't the way the English use it. That's the way, because you just said that. So now, and a lot of English come from Latin, right? Cool. So we ain't finna do that. We ain't making that correlation now.
Bye,
All
Zo.
right.
You're
Now
done.
what? Now, all right, be quiet. Be
My bad.
quiet.
Sorry
Why
about
are you
that.
still
Apologies.
talking? Why are you
Apologies.
still
You're
talking?
done, Zodo.
It's staying on it. 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 Okay.
Frank does not mean
Now
French.
when we get to this quote unquote word, barater, that's where we got it from. We didn't just pull barater out of our ass. Because literally in your etymology paragraph that you just had, it had barata in there, did it not? Okay, barata is before barter, right? So when I click on barata, let's go to what does barata mean? It's something that's uncertain, possibly ancient Greek, proso, because that's the next definition, proso, meaning to do or to perform. It has nothing to do with fucking actual cheating. Cheating is an intent.
Hey, hold
Again,
on. Nas. I don't feel like I don't want a two-time on Quinn. Quinn, if you want to find out the French word for Frank, it's spelled with a C, never a K. Now look that up and talk to your boy, bro. Look that
when
up.
I check out the Barat's words, when you go check out those words, all of those words are negative. All of the Barat
Correct.
words are negative because it's more than just Barata. It's way more than just Barata. You have Barata, Beatrice, Baratrus. I'm like barter, an exchange of goods. The only one in that family that means the exchange of goods. Everything, the act of Beatrice, the act of persisting in instigating lawsuits. Barator, a one guilty of barratry, vexing others.
Did you
Vexing
get
others
Frank
with
with a
frequent
C,
and often
Quinn?
groundless lawsuits. A brangler, a pettifogger, one who abuses their office by dealing fraudulently. Oh, let's keep going. Baratin, small talk, bullshit. Baratiner, to chat up, sweet talk, to bullshit.
That's still describing the Barat people.
Exactly. A barater, to churn. Barat means to turn. Barat tenor, smooth
Oh
talking,
man.
fast talking. When I go through the etymology of the word and I see what words break off dealing with this biotree, it has nothing to do with trading or anything like that. It's talking about the intent of a person.
When you
It's
gonna
not
remove
talking
that
about,
K, bruh?
you gotta
You
have
gonna
a
remove that
sale
K in
before
your
you
search,
gotta
bro?
have a good sale. You gotta have a good sale before you can label what a bad sale is. How are you comparing? So,
Okay,
okay,
so
oh,
I'm gonna
they
give him
bartered
some
differently.
screen time now.
That was literally another way of calling bartering for a certain person because that's the way they did it in their culture. That doesn't cover the whole beginnings of fucking
You see
barter.
what it
Nothing.
says? You see what it says, Quinn?
It says
Brother, you
influence,
tried to say
influence,
so.
influence. So I don't
Nah,
want to
I don't know
hear it,
why
Why?
she
bro.
Why?
doing that.
Why?
Now
Whoa,
you
hold on,
breaking
hold on.
up.
I'm
You
pissed off.
breaking up.
Zoe up next. Mine is Zoe up next. You're done now. It's already finished you.
No, you didn't. No, you
You
mad now.
said French because you said it had nothing. You had said it had nothing to do with cheat originally. Now you
No,
adjusted
it
everything, and now
doesn't.
you're
It
associating
doesn't.
cheat with it
It
and doing all these
doesn't.
other arguments.
It
So you
doesn't.
agree with me? You said it has
He
It
was
nothing to
doesn't.
using a
do with
No, it
different.
cheat,
He was
doesn't.
but
using a
you're reading
different word.
definition where it had.
No,
Yeah, they love talking
I
while
was
I'm talking. Let's
describing
do an
another
opera.
word.
We're
See, there you
choir.
go
Let's all
lying
sing at the
again.
same
I
time.
was
This is a
describing a
choir. Let's all
whole
sing
different
it.
word that's different from bartering. Told
Listen.
you.
This
Why
nigga
you
funny as
lying?
shit, bruh. This nigga
Why
funny
you
as
lying
shit.
now?
This nigga.
Go ahead, try to lie. You ain't
It's
gonna
Oh,
lie
getting
on me, nigga.
spicy up in here, man.
You
This
ain't gonna
nigga
lie on me,
funny as
nigga. You
shit.
ain't finna try to change my argument to fit your bitch ass comeback.
Hey, yo,
Nah,
that nigga funny as shit, bro. I
he
gotta give
trying.
that nigga
I
credit.
guess I'll
He
do. I
trying his
guess I'll
best.
do. He'll do soprano.
He
I'll
trying.
do alto.
No,
What
you
to do? You gonna
suppressing
do
yourself,
soprano?
nigga, because you lying. That was never my argument. Even Zoe can testify to that. The fuck?
Yeah,
Okay, you
he
got
knows he
soprano. I got
lying, bro.
alto.
I
That
know
nigga
he know
funny
he
as shit.
lying. That's the reason why he
Hey,
gotta come with a
I'm mute
bullshit
jamming. I
argument
love you.
now.
I'm done.
Hey, bro. Hey, bro. Read the Frank with the C, not the K. Read it for me, bro.
What is you talking about here,
Oh
bro?
man, why did the etymology spell it with a C?
Are y'all done?
Yeah, they are totally two different groups. It
Oh yeah,
matters.
there were
Remember, I
definitely
speak.
two different Franks.
Remember,
Go ahead.
I speak indigenous. When you speak indigenous, you learn there's a difference between the C's and the K's. So go in Frank
German origin.
etymology.
You said it had nothing to do with the Germans. I
Go
know that
in,
the Franks were
bro. Come on,
from
man.
the Franks were the
The K's are the Germans. The C's are the French. That's what I'm telling you. Why you trying to move
oh
the
my God.
goalposts, bro? They
You said
totally
it
two
had nothing to
different
do with the
groups.
Germans. You said
They
they
are
had nothing to do with
totally.
the Germans.
The French
Did you not
language
say
has
that?
nothing to do with the Germans. It's
Oh
because you're
my
reading the
God. What
word.
is going on,
Listen.
people?
The word Frank. Listen.
And it's spelled
The
with a
word
K.
Frank with
From
a
the
C.
base Frank.
Listen.
Go ahead.
The word Frank with a C is pronounced Franc. That you don't even pronounce a C. When it says Frank with a, that's a whole different group. So with a C, it's Franc. You could go ahead, type it, put Frank and French
I'm not
pronunciation
arguing
and see
that.
what it says.
I'm not arguing that. I'm not worried about that.
What I'm
My
telling you, they
point.
are not the same people. They're not the same folks. They're not.
They were Germanic.
There are Germanic people called Frank. There are French people that's called Franc. They are totally two
Why are
different
you
groups.
separating French from the Franks if French come from the word Frank?
Because
As I
they're
just
not.
showed.
No, they're not. There's no
They're
such thing.
not. Let me just put it
There's
back
no
on.
such thing as French German.
Let me just.
Totally two different sounds.
How you want it? You want the AI belt, or do you want the AI
No,
belt, or do you want the
type
dictionary belt? Which belt you want
type
off this
Frank,
closet?
type Frank with a C and put etymology next to it.
So we have French etymology through AI. French etymology reveals that the language evolved from Vulgar Latin, influenced by the languages
There you
of the
go.
Gauls, and later called Franks. Because remember, as I just read in the 6th century, that Franks had dominated over the Gauls. The Franks, a Germanic tribe, significantly impacted the
That's
language,
a whole
leading to its
different
development into Old French. So the German language created the fucking French language.
Okay.
They're
Look,
Franks. They're Germans.
no, it's not.
That was my whole
No,
argument.
it's not.
That's my whole argument.
All right.
Was you not there when we had the Nasir? Well, you was there when we was looking up old English words, right? When we had the
Yeah.
Snolly-Gosters and shit, the old language they had to retire. You talk
Yeah.
about retired language. A retired language was retired the same way, but that doesn't make it the same language, Quinn. It doesn't make it the same thing. It's just they scrapped the old language and create a whole new one. All right.
I agree.
If you
that,
look up old English,
yeah, I agree that it evolved.
it's not the same language though.
It's not exactly
It's not
the same. But it's still in the same language family. And they
No, it's
evolved from
not.
the Germans. They
If you
evolved
look
from the
up
Germans.
old ass English words, bro, try to understand old English words. You'll be like, what the fuck is this? It doesn't make sense. French and
Right.
German does not have the same pronunciation at all.
Let me show this. Hold on. I didn't show this part. Hold on.
I ain't gonna show
The
this
Norman conquest.
Mm.
This is not discussed. Let me zoom in. Hold on. The Norman conquest of 1066 further shaped French. That hasn't been included in this. So if it wasn't for the Norman conquest, there wouldn't be a French that we have now. It would be broken. It would be a scattered Germanic language, a different dialectical German.
That's a presumptuous theory.
Let's click this tab right here because this means source, right?
You're not remembering that languages. It's not in evolution. There were languages that were scrapped, which means the shit didn't work. They had to go back to the drawing board and recreate the language.
Now, hold on. Let me do this. We're going to show that Bharata has nothing to do with barter. Hold on. Because I know what Bharata means in Sanskrit.
I'm like, okay.
I know what it means in Sanskrit.
Okay.
This shit is funny, bro. You're a funny guy, bro.
Now, what does this have to do?
Bro.
What does this have to do?
That's not how it's spelled, Yogi.
Hold on, here comes the opera class. You got alto, I got soprano. We all gonna talk at the same time because that's
but that ain't how it's spelled.
Show me where cheating has to do with this.
No. That's the Bharat he's written. That's the Indian, the East Indians, right? So the thing about language in Europe is when the first time they heard the word Muhammad, they heard Baphomet. They heard Baphomet. All right. So that if you look up the history of Baphomet, it originated from Muhammad. So Bharat in Europe, they don't put H in front of their shit. When you say Bharat in Europe, they hear it as it sounds. So it's going to spell B-A-R-A-T or B-A-R-A-T-A because it's not their origin. That's how these type of translation happens. All right. What you hear is what you used to. So you write it in that format. So the Bharat people actually practice, the Bharat or Bharata people practice business even till this day the same way. I have Bharata people as business partners. They do that shit.
That's what they call them.
I'm saying linguistically, for those who have the...
Oh,
it says uncertain right under your definition, sir. It begins with
I know
uncertain.
it says uncertain. Possibly ancient Greek. Proso, manage, do, perform, with influence from Old Norse Bharata.
None of y'all ever done business with Indians?
Hold on, let me... Yeah, there's a historical method that...
Matter of fact, go ahead. Or possibly, so when I go down here to the tree and I hit it up, this is what the tree gonna say. Barator, to trick, to cheat, to swindle, to barter.
Thank you. He proved my argument. Thank you.
Okay.
Woo!
You're right. Yeah, I to barter. Barter what? What am I bartering here? See, this is the problem. Because
exchange
it's the
goods.
Root of, wait. The root of what? Bear a tree. Oh, the act of the act of persistently
pursuing lawsuits. Nice.
Oh, wait a minute.
Nice.
French. French. Trickery.
Come on with it.
Deceit.
Thank you.
Baratir. Now let's go. Let's go. Barator to trick. Oh,
he fell on his own sword.
Oh, let's keep going.
No, what he's showing you is that it has nothing to do with trading.
What do we come back to? I practice.
Praso.
Her. Before, in front of.
The same word as Hebrew. That's the Hebrew word.
Exactly. So now, when we get all the way back here, that is not what that fucking word means. And they're talking about another iteration of the word when describing people. This is the reason why. This is the reason why it has.
They talk about a different word
32 more
for phonetics.
Definitions. Right here.
So the word Bharata in Sanskrit has nothing to do with that.
And guess what? When I click on barter, what does it mean? The exchange of goods.
It doesn't have the etymology, but it has a huge correlation, though.
Okay, and you know what? I would want to see you build that further. And since it says uncertain, that will be a case I would love
Come
for
on,
you
This
to
bro.
don't
look at.
say
They gonna
uncertain
hit me.
though.
If
They
you could,
would they
hold on,
would
wait, wait,
hit
wait.
But
me.
hey,
If you could,
this
whenever
don't
you have
say
time, like
uncertain.
show, line
This
that up.
don't
That'll be
say
your own original
uncertain.
research. I have
But
never
this
seen nobody
don't
connect
say
those two words. If you can do
uncertain.
that, that's you.
But
I
this
will
don't
cite
say
you
uncertain. Do it.
to
Yogi, do
coin
this
that
say
the
uncertain?
titles word together.
Do this say
You-
uncertain? What does that say? What does that say? A noun in exchange of goods or services without the use of
Right. What
money.
time period did that mean that?
This is in English.
What time period?
Whenever English was being used, because
Old English,
barter is an
New
English
English.
word. Barter is an English word. But
Yes.
Barator is a French word.
Right.
Not the same thing.
Because that's where the
Two
English
totally
got it
different
from.
cultures.
Right. That's where
So
the English got it
culturally, they're not the same. So the context wouldn't be the same.
Well, did not the English do cheating trades historically with
I'm
the
like,
Indians? So
okay,
that's how the Yamasee War broke
but
out.
to barter does not mean to cheat. Because my question is, why am I using to cheat to describe to cheat?
So here's the
All right.
question. So to answer your question, to not be evasive,
Let's go. No, let's look up the.
because the English cheated us with trading, did they not?
Let's look up cheat. Let's look up cheat. Let's look up cheat.
So we
How about
use the word barter, but that's their word. Go
Let's
ahead.
go cheat. No, let's see. Let's see if we run into that. Cheat, right?
No, that's a whole nother word. Cheat is a whole nother word.
No, cheat, right? Cheat, barter should be cheat, but that should be an etymology of the word cheat, right? Barter, right?
No, the cheat etymology is a whole different word, but it was used to describe that other word.
But no,
But
we're
you can go
talking
ahead.
about
look it
cheat
up.
to
Let's see what we
prove
got.
No, let's look it up. Because apparently it only got a family. Because it's stuck there.
Because I'm not
That's
debating
it.
the cheat word.
Because because if it means to cheat, then barter should be in that long history. Didn't barter
No,
exist
I
for the
never
word
said that
exist before
barter
the
and
word
cheating
cheat?
were always synonymous. I'm talking about English.
No, I'm like no, you're describing the intent of a person, and I'm just describing the action.
Now,
That's the difference.
you know, this is
Hold on, let me
the
show you this
most
word,
you
Nas.
gonna get. This is the most you gonna get out of
This is a
the
good
word
law
barat.
conversation. My bad. Go ahead, bro. This is a good law
This
conversation
is the
in
most you
law.
gonna
Penal
get
law.
because what you asking me, what you looking to find on the internet would be a form of prejudice. You're not gonna find it in the way you was asking, but this is anything close to it. I hope you can read between the line though.
Go ahead. Go ahead. The
You want
word
me to read
barat
it?
has multiple etymological origins depending on the context. In Indonesian and Malay, barat means west and is derived from Proto-Austrian sabarat, referring to the south wind. In other contexts, particularly in French and other related languages, barat can refer to trickery and deceit stemming from Old French word barat. Additionally, in some contexts, barat can refer to a strong, stormy, windy, especially syllabus region. But yeah,
Okay,
I hear you.
the first
Go ahead.
part explains exactly. I gave you what I read between the line in Indonesian and Malay, and those are the same
But
group. Those are
But
the
those
same
aren't
group.
those aren't cognate words. Cognate. Cognate is when the word shares form and meaning. If there's no shared meaning, then the words can't be genetically tied and connected together. So that will be considered
No,
homophone.
you're not getting the point that I'm making.
I hear his theory, but he has to support that the word barat, which has a different meaning, is tied to
we're
barat. So
talking about the behavior.
I'm not
We're
dismissing your
talking
claim.
about.
Go ahead.
I don't need you to approve it either. That's
I'm a
I don't
linguist, so
care
I'm
how
gonna
you
approve
feel
it. Go
about
ahead.
it. What I'm saying, this is a group of people in their behavior. I'm telling you, the word barat correlates to how Indian conduct business. That's it. If you do business with Indians, they cheapskate. They always trying to swindle you. And if you ever travel there, make sure you got pockets with zippers on it because they got fast hands. They are the Barat people. I'm telling you. That's one of the reasons why they stopped calling them Barat. In my years of understanding, Indians cannot be trusted. That's it. I'm sure you're not gonna get nobody to put that in context because it would be considered like prejudice,
Let
right?
me show you something.
You wouldn't think so?
Let me show you. Hold on. I'm gonna show you something. All right, you ready? Let me come up and show you. Let me show you something. So the barat, as I did, means knowledge. Hence the word barata. Mahabharata means the great knowledge, technically, great light of knowledge. The
In what
reason why
language?
India, the reason why we can do the choir, the reason why India is known as that is because the whole continent, including Earth, is technically Bharat. I'm gonna leave that alone. Look, it even says it right here. Another name for
What does
India,
that have
and
to
it's
do
rooted
with
to
the
the Indian
behavior of
scriptures like the
Indians, though?
Mahabharata. So it's called Bharat Varsh. Remember, I know nobody on this app knows Sanskrit better than me. Bharat Varsh is referring to the subcontinent of India today, but in cosmology, which it doesn't show here. I don't know if it'll show it in here. I'm not going to do a long one. Bharat Varsh is actually the whole Earth in cosmology sits on it on a land called Bharatkhanda. But yeah, so
What
that's
does
why
that
it's
have to
called. That's
do
why
with
India is called this. I can
Indians
show you.
doing business?
Oh, let me show you. Hold on. Go ahead. I'm gonna show you.
What does that have to do Indians conducting business?
Nothing. I don't know why you brought that up.
Exactly. So why even mention that?
Because you said it was connected to the word. Bharat was
Because it
connected
makes
to
sense.
trading.
It makes sense the way the word breaks down, doesn't it? Because when you go to the family of those words that include barter, right? There ain't barter in there too, but it's all surrounding. It all talks about negative behavior of bartering, not
Correct.
not the negative
Not
behavior.
the word barter
preceded-
itself. It's talking about
Yeah,
the negative
the
versions of
negative
it.
behavior. That's the point I keep trying to make
Y'all
to you.
said the same shit I said at the beginning of my argument.
And even that definition, it said context, right? Context. Barter itself is simply just the trading of goods. That's all it is. Now, if a motherfucker a shyster
Let me show you.
while trading goods, of course that's gonna exist. Nobody's saying that doesn't exist, but that's not what the word trading came from. It didn't come from a malice intent. What are you talking about? That is not what it
Okay,
did.
so
Because like I said, if I go to the etymology of the word cheat, but I'm like, barata is not in the etymology of it, is it? Is it?
That means
Bharat
it picked up a
has nothing
noun.
to do
That
with the
means
shit
it
y'all
picked
saying.
up a
Bharat has
noun.
nothing to do with the shit y'all saying. I'm telling you why
You're
Indians call their
right.
land today.
You're right.
In reverence to the real Bharat that the earth, the round earth is sitting on. The round earth. This is astral plane talk right here. This is the astral
spelling
world.
of that word. The
Let me
spelling of
zoom
that
in. Hold
word
on.
is wrong. That's the problem.
Let me zoom in. Do you see this? Bharata, Varsha, all
You
this.
see what you
Earth
see how
is
it
sitting
has
on
BA?
this.
You see how it has
Indians,
BA. You see how it has BA, right?
the Hindus
That one
call their
don't have
land
BA.
Bharata in reverence of the greater
They
plane
don't
that the
have
earth and
BH,
other
bro.
planets are sitting on.
No, you're making the wrong
That's why
correlation.
there are 9
Because it's not even
Varshas
spelled like
in
that.
Jambudweep. Go ahead. I'll
You're
stop.
arguing, and it don't even have the same spelling in none of the words, even the root words, even in the
Bharata
word
is
family.
the same word, bro.
No,
The same word Bharata.
No, it's not. It don't.
Oh
It's not a BH shit. It's a BA. You
That's
haven't even
in
explained
the English,
how did
sir.
the H replace
We're talking
the
about the
A?
older
How
Sanskrit.
did the H replace the A?
That's an aspirated H from the English dialect.
Oh my God, from the English shit. Because we're not even talking about the English version of the word. We're talking about a
Then why are
French
you talking
version.
about English if I'm talking about the root?
I'm like, because we're talking about the root. Isn't the root of that of barter, barator?
No, you two tried to associate the word barter with barata, and linguistically, you guys can't prove that.
We showed this. Oh, okay.
And what I showed was the real. I showed the real epistemology.
We didn't do that. That was you.
I showed the real epistemology on why Indians call their land barata, and I'm the first on this app to break that down.
See when your computer has a search
nobody
catalog,
need
and
nobody need that information though. What's going on, Sel? Nobody care about why the Indians call. Nobody care about why the Indians call themselves Marathas.
When I had it up
No,
here,
We
linguistically,
only
you have
care.
to.
Is that
But
a
you
BA?
said it comes from the Indians.
That's irrelevant. That's irrelevant.
Oh, so now it's irrelevant. Now the Hindus are irrelevant, but you said it comes from the. Go ahead.
Do you care?
I love
Do you
this
care to know why it's irrelevant? Do you
Yes,
care?
I'm a linguist.
Because the reason why it's irrelevant, we talking about the behavior of the Indians, not why they call their country Bharat. We talk about the behavior
you made a
of
linguistic
them.
claim though.
No, it's not really a linguistic claim. It's a comparison.
Okay, so are you saying the word barter comes from the word barata? I'm just asking you now.
No, that's not the
Okay, never mind.
conversation.
We're done arguing. We're done.
But you keep trying to put in a word that we're not even using. Even when we go to the uncertain, even when we come down here and we point out all this shit that you kept talking, none of that has BH in the word.
Why would it?
Where are you finding BH?
Why would it? They're not related. I agree with you.
Exactly. So why are you talking about literally what Zoe just said? Irrelevant.
Because that was his argument. I thought that was his argument. He said that the word barata comes from barat. It sounds like that word. I said, and I'm saying like those words aren't related.
What he's saying is that's because we every time we look at these words, that's describing somebody. That's describing the intent of somebody to trick, to cheat, to swindle, to do this, to bar. That's intent.
Yes. So he brought in the Hindus to say that the word barata is associated with that.
Hold up, wait. The only way this can be accomplished right here, barata, is for bartering to happen. Meaning we have to be trading or something in order for me to be swindled. I can't be swindled by myself.
Okay. I'm not arguing against that.
That's
I love how you hitting your soprano. He hitting the soprano. Go ahead.
That's literally my argument the whole time.
That's hilarious.
Well, actually, you can.
Has that not been my argument the entire time?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes.
What are you talking about? And now you're saying you're not arguing with it?
I guess, hold on. Didn't I swindle myself on my own argument if I was to entertain your view?
No, you tried to swindle me and it didn't work. You tried to barter me, but it didn't work. By your definition.
But no,
make sure you catch the replay of this live on my YouTube. It is the same as my Beagle ID.
Okay, hold on, let me ski. Okay, I didn't know that.
There's been several lives on there for like the past week.
Hey, this is hilarious, man. This man is funny as shit. He moved the goalpost.
He on recording changing moving the flag post. This is what's crazy now. Now you are recording moving the flag post.
You got swindled. You got swindled in a whole argument. We're defining swindle. We got swindled.
I stuck to my guns. You swerving down, you can change my mind, but you couldn't.
Lord Chaos said the Tinder swindler.
Hey, bro, this shit is crazy, bro. This is crazy work.
That boy tried it. He kept trying to switch it up in places where he didn't think nobody was paying attention.
But no, but see, the main reason why I brought it up is because everybody says barter. And I know that historically there was a form of bartering that dealt with trading. I mean, of swindling, deceiving, and cheating, and then they barter like not fairly. If I got a bunch of computers that's not worth this value and I'm trading with Nas, I'm swindling him. Go ahead.
It depends what group of people you're doing business with. You know, if you were exchanging something for something, you know what I'm saying, you're always gonna get your shit equal value. The whole point of the thing is how easy it is to abuse spending when you're actually doing bartering. That's not easy at all. There's no way you could really, you exchange things of values to you. So how can you overspend?
And then we haven't even gotten to discussion why the dollar bill is not a legal tender and that's being used as a bartering tool when it used to be gold and silver, which is something you can actually trade and barter. So the fact that you're spending money and then we're calling it a selling, that's actually countering what an actual bartering is. It's actually a swindle because that dollar bill is not a real legal tender. I'm not gonna get technical.
That's why I mentioned that. That's why I asked that question.
Yes, it is. See, that's the problem. It is legal tender. It ain't money. Is what it ain't. It's legal tender, but it ain't money because why? What is legal tender? A negotiable instrument. What is it? It's if it's a draft. If it's a draft, it's a check. If it's a note, it's a promise. So,
but it's a bill. It's a promise that has a bill on
it. Yeah, but that's the way. But that's the way it works because we're just talking about compensation. Proper compensation was put out there. I discharge the debt. You don't pay for anything.
Sounds like swindling again, unless you don't have the knowledge.
It don't sound
you get
like
swindled if you don't have the knowledge.
No, what happens is you believe that paying is using notes, but no, the Constitution has not changed on that.
Gold and silver.
That has never changed.
That's back
until 1914.
But how do you? But it wasn't until we have. But it wasn't until we had the notch system, which predates all currency. That's credit. That's the initial credit. I'm gonna give you this
But
voice
but
every
but they
time I
but
come
they
by here
couldn't
to my
even
next.
keep up with creating gold. If I'm a billionaire, how you gonna give me $1 billion in gold and silver? I'm living like Scrooge McDuck.
How
So they
easy?
can't. So that's why they go ahead.
Easy because the question is what can a billion, what does a billion in value look like to you? And if I can deliver
Mhm.
that
Nice.
ain't
I love that.
that
Is
ain't
that subjective or no?
that's
Isn't
very
that subjective
strange.
or no?
It's very subjective. It's very
Okay.
subjective because buying is subjective for the person. What you're buying for, what you out here trading for, what you need it for, right?
And that goes to the reason why you can never find who's a trillionaire in the United States. It's not to say they don't exist. It's just when it comes to counting that much money, is nobody ever motherfucking take the time to count that. That's a lot. That's a lot of ones.
A lot of
Well,
what.
we got digital currency now, decentralized. Now,
What
welcome to the new
like
world.
it ain't even that. It's not even that. It's if we had well over $17 trillion just floating around the United States, who really counted $17 trillion
Who's
to
counting
say
that?
it was
No, exactly.
The
That's a
$17
niggas who's
lot of
bartering.
ones, my nigga.